guys, welcome back to Rebecca Writes, and I know it has been a while since I have last written, but I have been pretty busy with school and also just updating y'all on my other channels. So I'm going to update y'all on my writing journey out all throughout what I have been doing before YouTube, during my first stages of YouTube, and right now, just to update y'all because I am coming back to YouTube. I know has been about a month or two, and I'm sorry for that. I'm just trying to, I'm not gonna say it's an excuse for me doing it, but just trying to prioritize things that I feel are more important than YouTube is what I have been needing to do right now. I'm not saying I'm gonna quit YouTube. I'm not saying I could, but just right now I need to prioritize other things that are more important that I need to do, like school and a job, and those things have been really taking up much of my time. I'm not going to use those as an excuse or belabor the video any longer, so we'll get into the video now. So it really started in 2018 when I was transitioning from American Girl Dolls, because if y'all don't know, one of my other YouTube channels was American Girl Doll, and I'm not going to say it was a bad year or bad stage of my life because I enjoyed that. I enjoyed making stop motions and stuff like that, and I guess if I was into dolls, I guess I would still be into doing that, but I loved writing stories for them. Like I wrote, there was a series I had made, I was going to make anyway before I stopped, because this was a series I stopped and I was transitioning into writing, but I was writing a series down, more plotting it in my head, and I had realized that I had loved to write, and then there was another one I had written, like a whole, what are they called? I can't remember, but I wrote like a whole story for the stop motion, and it was going to be amazing, but I never finished it, but it was amazing. I had written the whole story down. So I've loved stories from the beginning. I've loved telling stories. I've loved writing stories. I've loved writing books. I've always wanted to write a book. I've always wanted to publish something that others could read and be inspired by. That's not a bad goal to achieve, but it more started in 2018, and also that was a tough year to me, and that I would say writing was my outlet because 2018, I got diagnosed with diabetes. If y'all don't know, in my other channel, and I'll link that down below, but I got diagnosed with diabetes in 2018, and then the next year was rough for me as well, just because my grandmother had passed away, but I had gone through a lot that year, so the writing was a good outlet for me to go to, and I think it has still been, even when I get stressed, that it's a good outlet that I can just put my feelings out on. And if y'all are wondering, I'm just reading it from my computer, that it's just it was an outlet for when I didn't understand and didn't know how to comprehend things that were a little hard for me, because 2018, 2019 were a rough year for me personally, and just going through all of that writing and just trying to make myself write down what I was feeling, kind of implemented into my story, even though I didn't see it. So going to the next point, I started writing and wasn't very good, and watched every AuthorTuber live. I watched a lot of people. I've watched British people, Abby Emmons, Millie Florence. If you're a young author, I really recommend Millie Florence's videos. I don't know if she posts anymore, but if she's not, just rewatch her videos. I've watched her videos multiple times. They have helped me out as a young author to aspire to become an AuthorTuber, and also just to aspire to become a writer as well. Just seeing how she's been so creative in publishing, I think, 3 books, and her new book, is it The Balter of Ashton Harper? I think that's the one. I'll put up the photo of her new book coming out, I think either this year or next year. Go pre-order if you don't mind, because I love her so much. So if you want to go get her book, I recommend, because she's a great author for just young author tubers and author tubers all around, but just like she was an amazing author that helped me to motivate myself to write, and I kind of credit her for helping me to start to write. So I had like a first draft of a book in mind, going back to that. I had a first draft in mind for my story. It was a whole completely story that I'm writing now, but it didn't really make much sense because I had both of them facing trauma, and it felt like only one of them needed to face it, not both. And it just went fast paced. Like, I had written 30,000 words, and like I had plotted the whole book. And I'm not saying plotting's not bad, but I had plotted. I had like every notebook plotted with every scene, so I knew what was coming next and could know what was coming next. But I had written 30,000 words. I think it was chapter 6, and I had no more. Literally, there was nothing else. I could not write because I knew it was going to happen. It was not fun for me anymore, and I couldn't be able to be like, oh, let me write this, because I knew what was happening. And I know I'm more of a pantser now, just seeing what comes to me and seeing what scenes comes to me. Is now I have to read back and make sure it connects with where I'm needing to go, but being like a pantser is more my style now, because just plotting out every detail. I want to plot out the big picture details. I'm not saying that, but plotting the minute details was very annoying for me. And so just doing all that was just no. But just, and then I think it was either 2021, or 2021. I'm not for sure. So it was during 2019, 2020 when, we couldn't really do a lot. I started making videos. Y'all probably don't know because most of these videos are unlisted. I had started my, my AuthorTube, I'd started my AuthorTube channel, I think in either 2019. It was either 2021 or 2020. I cannot remember specifically, but I had started doing my old writing channel, and I've unlisted those videos for good reason, just because I just don't feel like I put my best effort into those. So I was in that, and just making videos and watching other people, trying to motivate myself to write. And then I finally deleted. I didn't delete. I'm not working on it anymore. My old story that I had, because it was like, story, but it wasn't that exciting of a summer story. It felt like a middle grader wrote this, literally, because it was that bad. But I had deleted that story and then found my idea for my new book, and we'll get into that later. But that is where I am starting in 2021 and 2022, where I found my new story, and then I was on the first draft during those years. It did take a while, to complete a whole book is kind of hard, just getting it out of thin air, which I almost did. I had the main points down, but I didn't have every scene planned out. So just having that, it took me a while. It took me almost, I think, a year or two to write the first draft, and I was so excited when doing that because I finally finished my first draft. It was progress on what I had done. So that was that as well. And I just saw in my story that I had took my own personal life, I guess. I guess every author does this, but took some of my own personal life in the story I'm writing now. That I took not a lot of my personal life, but a little bit, and just twisted that in there, and just it helped me out so much to see how this girl's feeling, because I know how she's feeling, because I'm writing from her perspective, and I'm writing from the other person's perspective. I'm not saying that any of those are any people's real perspectives, but that just understanding I took tiny parts of my own life and use those for my story as well. So that's what I had for that, and I just didn't realize that until I just looked back, and I'm like, wow, some of this is actually real to life. Not all of it, just some small details, but it just seeing how much I had put my own life into my work and enjoyed doing that. And I'm still enjoying doing that, and I'm still going to try to write more videos, because I'm coming up with my Jane Austen. I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice, so I'm trying to finish my Jane Austen writing routine. I'm coming up with that. I'm not going to come up with this week, so I might have to take a week or two break just because I have a wisdom teeth surgery, so I won't be able to talk as much. So I won't be able to do that. I might have a day where I can do it this week, but I don't know if it'll be edited in time to upload this because I upload on Fridays. And so if I upload this next Friday, I may have time, but I may not be able to voice over anything just because my voice won't probably be as great. I know I'm losing my voice. I don't know why, but it's probably because I've been talking for 12 minutes. But that's about it for my writing journey as well. I hope to continue in my writing journey to finish all my drafts and to finally publish my book and to get my book out to y'all, because I know that y'all are waiting for that to come, and I'm very excited to share my story as well. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I know it's kind of long, but I hope y'all enjoyed this. See y'all next time. Bye.